The buzz phrase around inflation writ large seems to be demand destruction. To put it simply, there are two main ways to tamp down higher prices. You either have to increase the supply of goods or reduce the demand for goods. And higher interest rates have certainly reduced the demand for homes, but I don't think it has destroyed that demand in Routt County for August. And days on market is probably the best way to determine how much demand there is. It took twice as long for properties in the $258,000 to $750,000 price segment to go under contract. Granted, that's still only 2 weeks, but that's a big change. And it went up 41% in the middle of the market. But in the luxury market, days on market cratered by 68%. So demand for high value homes is still there. Another determining indicator of demand is how much sellers are getting for their homes. On the low end, the sales to list price ratio was 100%. On the high end, 99.9%, and in the middle of the market, it had the lowest ratio at 99%. But let's get real here. When the number of over list price sales are equal or close to the number of sales below list price, that demand is still pretty high. There's definitely much more to that story though. The sales to list price ratio is to the most recent list price, not the original list price, meaning that the ratio does not reflect the number or amount of price reductions. On the low and high end, the number of price reductions more than doubled, while in the $750,000 to $2 million range, it increased by over half. And here's where things go sideways. You would think with it taking longer to sell homes, the prices might have gone down, but the exact opposite has happened. The sales price dropped for the luxury market by 7% to $2.755 million, but the other segments increased, up only 0.1% in the $250,000 to $750,000, and up 19% in the middle of the market, going from $960,000 to $1.41 million. And I'll have a reason for that coming up. Sales are down across the board, 41% on the low end, 8% in the middle, and 6% on high. But how are you supposed to sell anything when very little is coming on the market? New listings on the low end dropped from 53 to 16. That's off 70%. In the middle, we saw listings wither from 37 from 65. And on the luxury market, that's the only place where we saw the same number of listings come on at 14. So we are seeing fewer new homes get listed, and the overall number of homes on the market remain off from the year before in all but the luxury market, where those have increased by 16%. The other two segments were down almost by that same exact percentage. And we can explain this by recognizing that the 2 million plus market is less susceptible to the fluctuations of mortgage interest rates. Many can pay cash, and some are still choosing to finance because the interest rate is still below the rate of inflation. Sellers know this and are capitalizing on the interest by putting their homes on the market. Even though they won't make as much as they did last year, they're still selling at a premium over what they paid for. Let's contrast this to 2008 for a moment, because people are starting to talk of a housing bubble. And the lack of supply tells me we are nowhere near a bubble at the moment. Maybe if we start seeing a precipitous rise in listings, but the highest number I can see in our MLS was 150 back in 2010. Only if our listings doubled would I even then contemplate calling it a housing bubble ready to burst. Finally, looking ahead instead of behind, we see pending listings setting us up for September. And again, the luxury market is the outlier, with pendings up by 70% over last year, 14 compared to 12. Mid-market dropped 26% from 54 to 40, and pendings in the lower half went from 48 to 23, cut by half. But what we're seeing is, coming off of the buying craze of 2021, it's normalized. There you have it, the price segment update for August 2021. Next are the type segments. Exact same information, just packaged into what you were particularly buying or selling. In the meantime, give me a call or text if you want to go over this a little bit more. 970-846-0797. John James at jamesteamsteamboat.com. You can leave a comment in the video, and I'd love it if you could like it or share it. Until next time, take care.